Yo, we got new mail today. I never get new mail. Nobody ever sends me nothing for free. Nothing. Like, I pay for everything. It's alright. I'm not mad, bro. I'm not looking for free stuff out here. I'm gonna make the bread. I'm gonna be able to pick up everything I ever wanted. You know what I mean? In my lifetime. I would love to play ball on these right now. I tried to play yesterday, but I couldn't find no gyms to shoot at yesterday. I got that Kyrie Soul that I like. You know me and ball, bro. I love to play ball. These are really fresh. Shout out to Under Armour, bro. Real talk. I still don't know why you guys send me stuff. That's not a question for me to ask, but you must see some sort of value in sending this stuff, and I appreciate it. Sick, fam. It's raining, guys. I made sure I have them face down. I don't want to get them wet. I got my Fat Farms on.
Damps.
What's poppin'? We're back. I just finished my SMP course and I am more than confident. I knew I could be nice at it, and I got a steady hand, and I'm telling you, I'm ready to go. I'm still gonna put in some work in though. I'm still gonna put some practice in before I actually take my first client. But I'm gonna go look for my first client right now. And I knew it wasn't gonna be as hard as I thought. But the other thing too is I had an amazing teacher. Okay, I had an amazing teacher, and she made things very precise for me. So again, she's taking appointments right now, and I'm probably gonna send most of the appointments through to her. But her hygienist background, which is crazy, but her hygienist background helped her create a precise way of teaching and executing this in a painless manner. Because even what she told me from where she learned, it was kind of like things weren't exact, measurements weren't exact, and things were painful. And from her perspective of coming back from a hygienist background and jumping into SMP, she kind of realized that with hygiene, like dental hygiene, you have to be super precise. You're dealing with needles, and needles, when they hit skin, they got to hit skin spot on. They got to hit, there's no mistakes, there's no, none of that, you know? So I would like to explain to you guys what SMP actually is, because a lot of people just call it a hair tattoo, and it's not a hair tattoo. When you say micropigmentation, micropigmentation is pretty much a needle that does not go as deep, not all goes as deep as a tattoo. It just grazes through like the first few layers at that of skin, while a tattoo goes through 7 layers. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I might not be right about that. But when something digs in 7 layers, there's for sure going to be bleeding. Okay, so that's one of the big differences. The other difference is the pigment. The pigments are completely different. The inks are completely different. The SMP tattoo is all natural. It's a keratin type pigment. I'm not going to go too into detail about it, but it's just different. But the main thing is the SMP needle. First of all, we're dealing with less needles. Hard to explain again, but we're dealing with less needles, and it doesn't go as deep. So it's more like microblading for your lashes, or not for your lashes, for your women do it for the eyebrows. You know what I mean? It's more along those lines, where it's just a tiny, not incision, but I mean, it just doesn't go deep. And the method that my instructor taught me, our new SMP specialist at Damps, it was just like, it's even more foolproof and less painless than what I probably would have learned if I went to another instructor, just because, again, of her background. So, like for us right now, we know the man weave, we know SMP, we know how to cut hair, we know how to cut all types of hair, white, black, Asian, brown, you name it, we got it. We know how to use blades, everything. So we're in a position right now to really kind of corner the market and create a new experience, you know what I mean? And retain clients for a longer period of time. Because when we look at men's hair loss, for example, 66% of men lose their hair or experience hair loss in their 30s. And again, I've said this before, but it's like we're going to lose our clients as barbers during their most wealthy part of life, when they're getting the most money. when they're getting ready to buy a house, you're putting down payments on houses, $30,000-$40,000 down payments. That's when we're losing our clients, because they're shaving their own head. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me, and that's why we had to solve the problem, and we had to get the education to get us to this point now where we're really in a position to, I'm looking at 2020, very optimistic. We're in a great position. I'm thinking about my biggest goal of 2019, and it's already been accomplished. Work on the business, not work in the business. And I've taken a step back over the past couple months, and I've not cut any hair, and I've really just taken the time and focused on the business. You know what I mean? Whether it's managing, whether it's leading, whether it's product, you know what I mean? And just setting up the stage for the product to land, because we have quite a few products, and it's really going to be about giving each product its individual platform to succeed on. You know what I mean? And the big thing with this is just focus, and just trying to focus on one thing at a time. It's baby steps, because you got to start somewhere. And the way we're built, the pace we run at, is just really independent. Like I'm thinking about everything in the shop, and it's all Damps. Everything, the products, everything. The only thing that's not Damps is the Gatorade. And I would love to get rid of the Gatorade and get our own Damps Gatorade. I would love that. When we started this was just complete. It was all about the lifestyle. You know what I mean? It wasn't about being the best barber. Like, that came with it because we were driven to we're driven by the passion. We wanted to get good at the things that we were including into Damps, into that umbrella. So being great barbers was we had to do it, you know what I mean? But it was something we wanted to do. This platform, again, was built really to express and share things that we enjoyed to do. Going back to the days when we used to cut in classrooms, when we used to cut it in our grandmother's garage, when we used to cut in our bedroom, and thinking about the progression, there was two ways to go about this, you know what I mean? And speaking to new barbers now, what your choices could be, in terms of like where you want to be in years. Our way was very long. You know what I mean? I started off always kind of like leaving shops. So I'd go work at shops and I'd bounce and then cut at home. And then when I felt like I needed to learn more, I'd go back and work at a shop. And versus just staying in the shop for consistently for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. The downside of my way, and one thing that I potentially I would have changed, is I would have stuck with a shop and just banged it out. You know what I mean? And just got as good as I possibly could. Because, not everybody's built to own a shop, straight up. Not everybody's built to manage people and manage projects. Like, some people just love the art of the barber or of being a barber, and that's what they want to do. But for me, it was really just building a full-on brand, a platform, a lifestyle. With that being said, what was interesting? I felt like working at home, always going back and forth in and out of shop, I really felt like that made it take longer for me to get my prices up. And getting your prices up is something that you want to do just because
Damps.